Wrap up, protect your chains, and make sure your Broncos coverage isn't...
Hello, listeners, and welcome you back to the In-COM-PLETE podcast, where your coast-to-coast host provides you with news, coverage, and opinions of all things Denver Broncos, plus anything else that is on our minds. I am Ty, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and best friend Kelly. And I'm going to give myself a little pat back on that one because I actually memorized that without having to read it.
You've been doing that intro a long time.
Yep, and I always butcher it somewhere, but today I actually got it right for once.
Yeah. That's how you know. That's how you know we're not AI.
Yes, because don't want to be part of that. So the preseason has come and gone. The Denver Broncos have once again, for the second straight season, have gone three games and have gotten 3 victories. I mean, I know it's preseason, not much matters, but it's good to see that everything came together in a sense, no matter if it was the starting quarterback, if it was the backup, if it was the third string, if it was a third string linebacker, or like a kicker that is possibly going to be not joining the team. It's just nice to see that it all kind of came together, at least for these last. I think it's actually they're now on a 7-game preseason winning streak, going back to one Russell Wilson's last year.
Well, the best thing about the preseason is that now that it's over means real football is coming.
Absolutely. And we have about, I think they said 11 days from now will be the first Denver Broncos game of the 2025 season.
It's a coming.
It is a coming.
The only good thing about summer ending is football's coming.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Like I say, I'm ready for the Burr months. We're ready for September, October, November, and December.
Just remember their burr is an unfold too.
I know the burr part is at the very end of those burr months, but it's okay. So for those of you who are watching, if you're watching, please come in with any questions you may have. Speaking of which, we got someone right here. We've got Fanatic Dak coming in, incomplete. Mile High salutes.
Back at ya. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. So, I think we'll do a very brief preseason recap of the final preseason game of the season. It was actually a lot more competitive in a sense for a while there, up until the Broncos ran the 4-minute drive that resulted in probably one of the more interesting touchdowns of preseason, where Ellinger was scrambling around like we'd see Bo Nix doing every now and then, and him just throwing it into the end zone. And feel bad for the guy who didn't even make the roster, ended up catching the ball and getting the touchdown, which ended up making it 28-19. And then the Saints tried to respond, and they just couldn't, and Denver ran out the clock. So, because it was preseason, I only have a few quick hits, but given how competitive the game was, I'd say for a preseason game, it was fairly entertaining.
As preseason games go, yes. Someone tweeted early, like with the first preseason game, that nothing drags as long as the fourth quarter of a preseason game.
That's true.
And I don't care how close it is or how exciting or, they're both kind of driving. I think if you know enough football, you know it's a vanilla offense, it's a vanilla defense. There's other things going on. You know, it's sometimes it's just a lot of luck. It's the guy who's not going to make the team. Sometimes someone will get a lot of reps because they're not going to make the team, but they are a good player. So, they're trying to put some highlight reel out for them.
Yep.
But it's still a preseason game. Like for my very first quote, it's still light beer.
Yes.
It's still just light beer. It's not exactly what you want, and it's just not all the way right all the time.
Fair enough. I might even tie in a little bit on that and say that this could be like, well, no, maybe not. I was gonna try to tie it in with it being like non-alcoholic beer, which some of it, the taste does still taste good, but it doesn't. But there are times where it does substitute for those who obviously would like to live a sober life. But then there's also, it helps with the taste, but it doesn't provide the what's the word I'm looking for? There we go. That's what I was looking for. The buzz that brings the excitement of the regular season, which is fair. A few quick hits that I had was that Bo Nix looked better in his final preseason contest, so we can all stop panicking about Jared Stidham being a better performer than Bo Nix. Remember, it is only preseason. Another game which Denver did start a little slow, but it got it back together. Although this was the closest game in the preseason Denver was in. Didn't really seem like they were locked in. Not locked in. It didn't seem they were really. The game didn't seem out of reach until roughly 2 minutes left in the game. And we're going to be talking about him shortly. Let me just figure out his name. Reed ended up getting a key fumble recovery, and that fumble recovery might have ended up giving him a job, possibly, but we'll find out here in a minute. But those are pretty much my quick hits. Although I will say, I don't think it's going to matter. Well, it'll bring some momentum coming into the season, but there was a stat that was out there that Denver finished the preseason with the number 1 offense overall and the number 1 overall defense. I can't be mad about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have good looking stats, and even with it being preseason, look like the team is performing. There were good quality reps for the starters, which I've long advocated. That's what preseason is for. Because we went those years where the starters didn't do anything, and it's like the point of preseason was to get the rest knocked off of you, and now we don't do any of that. And then the first couple games were kind of sketchy. There was good evaluation opportunities for depth. And again, I'm going to say it again. I like the depth on this team. Usually my preseason is like, we have no depth. But God, some people, one thing made them be cut. So, because we just have too many. I hear the kind of dampening, I'll call it, on Nix, or the wavering on the hype. The first game, there wasn't a lot of offensive output. Everyone was disappointed. We pumped the brakes. And this one, again, it's just, those slow starts, the rusty start, the not being able to, find the connection or find the vibe right away. On some of those plays, he was really slow to pass as play developed. The ball should have left his hand, like he didn't see it or he wasn't counting right. I don't know. His accuracy almost looked off a couple times too when I was looking at it. But again, the last drive looked great. look like perfection. Look like here. This is how you run a drive. So it's hard to put stock one way or the other. So I'm a little concerned about the position of center.
Hunter, yeah, that was a big talking point
Nope.
this week. Oh,
Center.
oh, center. Okay, gotcha. I mean, to be perfectly honest, there's a little concern with that as well. Like, not just with you, but I've seen it across the Broncos fans and among the social media universe, basically. So you're not alone there.
And then, Batty had that good 50-yard run, but I really think the reason he made the roster is that he can pass block.
No, you're not wrong there.
And I am really, really worried. About our run game.
Oh, do tell.
I like our running backs, and I'm not sitting here screaming, "You cut the wrong person. This guy can't run." Or, not that. But our run game hasn't really been newsworthy this preseason. And our offensive line, and I really don't want to go another season complaining about the offensive line, but it didn't show a lot of lane openings for the running backs to run.
I could see that why you'd be upset about that. Or not, I shouldn't say upset. Your concerns for it. Let me try it that way.
Yes. And so I got a deep knot in the pit of my stomach that this season is going to be, is it the running back or is it the offensive line? Is it the running back or is it the offensive line? I also, as much as I love the Ingram signing, he has struggled with drops. So, I said this when we got Jamal Charles. I said, he always fumbles the ball. Why did we go get Jamal Charles? And I don't feel quite that strongly about Ingram because he gets over the drop passes. But it's in the back of my mind.
I mean, it's very reasonable for it to be in the back of your mind. I would not blame you one bit that was in the back of your mind.
And also this game, Bryant didn't shine really as bright as he had previously. He was 2 of 5 for 19 yards. Rowan, meanwhile, was 4 of 4 and had a TD.
Oh,
so again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know who should get cut and who shouldn't get cut. And I'm not overly opinionated about who got cut versus who stayed. But, there are some things that preseason showed that I can see. I'm not saying, oh my goodness, the ship is sinking. We have no chance. 0-17, here we come. That's not my thing. But the trying not to be just a Bronco fan and objectively looking at this game, some of the concerns that other analysts are saying and some of the concerns that other Bronco fans are saying, I can see what they're seeing. I can see why they're thinking what they're thinking.
This means you do your homework and it's impressive. But no, there's definitely some concerns there too. I would honestly, I'm going to try to alleviate a little bit of the concerns with the running back. That should be kind of a dual threat with the running backs and the offensive line. And it's the fact that I don't think the offensive line really got to play a lot of games together. At least the starting ones didn't. I'll have to double check and look, but I don't think there was a whole lot of snaps ran by the starting five of Bowles, Powers, Wattenberg, Meinertz, and McGlinchey. I don't think those five played the entire series, so it could be a little bit of a mixed bag. It also could be because the Saints' front seven looked really well in some spots, and very well could be because they're fighting for a spot. So preseason is a good way to at least look at what the concerns are that you have, that we all have as fans, and see if the team can improve on them when it's time for the real deal.
Yeah. So, I'm still, I mean, people say our defense still has questions. I'm not sure. I mean, preseason is so hard when it comes to evaluating the defense for me because I know it's all vanilla plays. Everybody plays that stupid bend don't break defense, which I abhor with every fiber of my being. But Cooper had a big play. Surtain locked down Cooks. You know, uh, there's. I mean, I'm not worried about our defense. We had the number one defense in the league last year. All our guys came back. Plus, we signed two big guys. I'm not worried about our defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned, especially because I think it was actually. I'm gonna stop that for a second because we'll talk about it here in a bit. It was something about how most of our defensive players that are on the roster are going to be coming back next year. I think the only changes were like Barron and the undrafted guy, which we're going to talk about that in a second because I want to get too far ahead of myself. One big talking point in this, especially over the past few games, has been the punter. What's his favorite name? Crawshaw. A lot of people have noticed about how, and I mean, we drafted this guy. I think it was in the, I want to say it was the 5th round. I want to say it was like the 5th or the 6th rounds. No, I think it was one of our 6th round picks. The biggest concern for him is his punting. And even looking back, he only had one punt against the Saints, but it only went for about 42 yards, which I know it. Well, really, inside in the dome, you would think that it would go a little bit deeper, but that really wasn't the case here. So I'm just going to throw out and see what the punting numbers looked like for him. So the last game against the Saints, he had one punt for 42 yards. And then in his preseason game against Arizona, he had, one second, pull it up, here we go. In the preseason game with Arizona, he actually had 2 punts for 109 yards, averaging 54.5 yards. But one of those punts did go back for a touchback. I think it was the 61-yarder. And then his game against the 49ers, he had 3 punts that were for 111 yards. He only averaged 37 yards per punt, and his longest one was 50. So there could be a little bit of concern there with Crawshaw when it comes to punting because, as you and I have talked about multiple times, when you're punting in that mile-high air, you got to get, I think the average you're looking for is like 53 yards on average per punt. If he's only punting like less than, one game he's punting less than 40 yards, that's a little concerning.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we can all say it together. There are 3 phases of the game.
There are 3 phases to the game.
And a punter is very big on that 3rd phase, that special team phase. So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so guess we'll see. I mean, a lot of people are saying that maybe it's just like the way he is punting, and I mean it's a raw talent. Someone was saying along the lines of that you don't often draft a punter until later on, or you have him as an undrafted free agent. So the fact that Denver got him in the 6th round, I think concerned a lot of people, and I think those concerns are showing themselves. But I'm pretty sure he's going to get that work done. The special teams thing will get sorted out, and all we can do is hope for the best, right?
That's our job as fans, I think.
I think, yep. But that does cover the Broncos, the Saints recap, a little quick hits recap, mostly showing our concerns going into this first game of the season. But before we can go into this first game of the season, we have the 53 men that will be representing us, at least for the first week. There's going to be changes throughout the season based on injury, performance, things like that. And so we have the 53 men sets. You want to break it down, or would you like me to break it down?
What do you mean by break it down?
Like position wise, like go over the names and things like that.
You're not going to do all 53 at once, are you?
No, not all at once.
Okay, you can start.
All right. I think because you love defense, I'll do the offensive part of it. So our offense has, let me just double count real quick. So we have 2 quarterbacks, which no surprise there. Don't have to really break that down. Bo Nix and Jared Stidham.
Yeah, and I saw a headline today that Ellinger passed on signing with 2 other teams that called about him to stay on our practice squad.
He sure did.
Okay.
Which
that's impressive.
Yeah. From my understanding, with that being said, Ellinger liked what he saw in the Broncos with Sean Payton, with Davis Webb, with the 2 quarterbacks that are on the roster. Like, he especially praised Bo Nix, and he thinks the Broncos have something special. So he's actually I don't know if it was. Oh yeah, he really would have been like the 3rd string quarterback on 2 teams, from my understanding. But he decided.
Well, yeah, he obviously wasn't passing up, starting big, but still.
Yeah, definitely wasn't going to be a starter. But the fact that he is willing to be on the practice squad, which I want to say they make like $300,000 a week during the season, something like that. Which, I mean, $300,000 a week. I wouldn't be mad about that.
For 17 weeks?
Yeah, for 17 weeks. Not a consistent paycheck, but a big paycheck nonetheless.
Yeah, but you figure every 3 weeks is a $900,000.
Mm-hmm. And I think every month you're making like $1 million. Well, I don't know if it's 30,000 or 3. I think it might be closer to 30,000. I might be. So it's close to like almost maybe $1/8 of $1 million every month. I might be wrong.
And this is why stretch that out over a year.
Oh, I'd be able to stretch that over a year. I would be able to without any problem.
I was going to make a joke about him being smart. So are we sure he went to Texas? But you went a different route with taking the paycheck.
I mean, the thing with that was that Sam Ellinger does come from the University of Texas. So, yeah, about that. So easily 2 quarterbacks. Ellinger is on our practice squad. Running backs, we have J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, Jaleel McLaughlin, and Tyler Bidet. I think is how he pronounces it now. I might be wrong. Yeah, it's Bidet.
That's how we're supposed to be pronouncing it, is Bidet.
Yeah.
That's fine. Again, I already made my comment. I think Bidet made the cut because he can pass block.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I don't know, Jaleel McLaughlin's more of a pass catching running back, and then Dobbins or Harvey are pretty much your thunder and lightning per se when it comes to running the ball. Um, Wide receivers, we have Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, and Trent Sherfield. First four didn't actually none of those surprised me at all whatsoever. So not a whole lot to go off of there. Although there is a little note I will add here is that Marvin Mims did injure his groin in practice today. They don't think it's anything too serious, but something to keep an eye on with a week and a half left to go until our first game of the season. Tight end was a little shocking, mostly because I was expecting Denver to have a fullback along with the running back, but
He's on IR.
Yeah, Michael Burton went on IR, so I was like, oh, maybe let's see if I find his name here. Adam Pretice, I think is how you pronounce it, would have been that fullback, but he actually ended up becoming one of the cuts, which that was a little shocking for me, especially now that we found out that Michael Burton is going to be out for the rest of the season. But I'm thinking that Adam is going to be probably a game day call up at a couple times this season until they can figure a couple things out. But as far as tight ends go, it's going to be Evan Ingram, Adam Trotman, Lucas Kroll, Lucas Kroll, and then Nate Adkins, which I assume Adkins is right now going to be our fullback right now for the time being. Then offensive line, no surprises there. No surprises there. We have Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Luke Wattenberg, Quinn Meinertz, and Mike McGlinchey. And then we have Alex Forsyth, Frank Crum, there were I think there were like 2 or 3 teams that were wanting to like trade for him or like sign him. But Denver decided to hold on to him and keep him on the roster, which I thought for a backup tackle was very impressive. Then we have Matt Perth and Pal Shawetsky rounding out the 9 offensive linemen. None of which really surprised me for the most part. I think probably the biggest surprise, which a lot of Broncos fans agreed with, was that the Broncos decided to cut Calvin Throckmorton, but he ended up signing on the practice squad because there was a lot of promise with him, but out of nowhere he just didn't make the team, but is going to be on the practice squad. But I wouldn't be surprised if Throckmorton ends up playing on the 53 at some point this season.
I think because Pert could possibly fill in as a guard.
You're right.
Yep. The cut.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Because he has some flexibility and mobility if needed.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that shook out.
Gotcha. All right. Take it away on defense.
Okay, so our cornerbacks are the Pat Surtain II.
Yep.
Riley Moss. I'm going to call him KD. You gave me the names that were easy to butcher.
Sorry.
And then we kept Barron and McMillan. So I don't see a change from last year. Am I missing it? Oh, you're frozen. Uh-oh. Let me see. There you are.
Yeah,
come back?
Sorry, my internet. Yeah, my
It's
internet
okay.
just went out. My bad.
It's okay. So I was just saying with the cornerbacks, I don't see a difference from last year.
No, yeah, I saw that there weren't. I think it's the same 5 that were there last year.
We got 5 safeties.
Mm-hmm.
Hufanga, Jones, Skinner, Locke, and Key.
Yes.
I don't see any surprises.
Nope, not at all.
Inside linebackers, we got Greenlaw, Singleton, Schnaud, and Reed. Again, I don't see any surprises.
One little, well, maybe not so much surprise. For the 21st time in 22 seasons, we had an undrafted free agent make the Broncos Final 53, and that was Reed.
I had that note. I just forgot to say it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there.
Well, no, because we always report about the undrafted free agent. So, outside linebackers: Bonito, Cooper, Ellis, Tillman, and Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't see any surprises on defense. I don't really think anybody really made a case for there to be a controversy or it was a real nail biter. Our linemen are, our Jones, Allen, Roach. I can't say that name.
Urazarike.
Yeah, that one. Jones, and John Franklinmeyer.
Oh, see, Denver has a perfect opportunity here, keeping up with the Joneses. The opportunity's right there.
Let's Freiburg and Crawshaw as our specialists.
Yes. I will mention one little surprise I had on the defensive side was that Lavelle Bailey didn't make the team. He was our undrafted free agent darling from last season. But
you think we're just signing him now to keep him for a year to say we did it?
Oh man, maybe.
Is this a conspiracy of the Broncos to always have an undrafted free agent?
Maybe. Let's all put our tinfoil hats on right now and figure it out. There was really no. I think, and I might have mentioned this a little bit earlier. I think a lot of the guys that were on the defensive side actually were on the team last year at some point. I think the only ones that weren't were the drafted guys, obviously, which were Barron, Reed, reading here, Robinson, and then Savion Jones was the other one. I think those are the only real differences. They said I can't remember the number, but it was actually a lot of these guys were playing on the team last year. So I'm right there with you. There weren't a whole lot of surprises because it's a lot of the same team players that are coming back from last year, which is very promising for a defense that you said was tops of the league last year. So fingers crossed that remains. Other than that, as I mentioned, Bailey and Pretense was option or were surprises. To me, also Courtney Jackson on the wide receiver side was a little bit of a surprise, but not too much, just because of how deep the wide receiver room is. I thought he would have probably made it at least as a returner, so that way we could give Marvin Mims a chance to flash a little bit on offense. But I mean, I would say as far as the whole team is concerned, there were a lot of tough decisions we made, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to. I mean, there's not a cut I strongly disagree with.
No, not at all.
But when it's between two people, if it had gone the other way, I wouldn't be mad either.
Right. Absolutely. It's like one of those times. It's like a decision. Um, I'm trying to think of what this. Like, let's say. Oh gosh, I can't even think of a good situation in this. It's kind of like watching your two. Yeah, see, I can't even think of a good explanation for that. We're just gonna stick with it. That I will think of probably something next week. So,
Okay.
but yeah, no real surprises. I can quickly run through the practice squad real quick. We did mention a couple of them. Just a couple of players of note. Michael Bandy made the wide receiver, made the 53 man. Sorry, didn't make 53 man roster. Made the practice squad. Caleb. Oh, one big thing I did forget to mention that Caleb Lawner was the only draft pick that we made in April that didn't end up making the final 53 man roster, but he is on the practice squad, which is probably best case scenario for him because he is a huge project at tight end. I will say if they work with him and he can work on his game, NFL might need to watch out for that one.
And he would make it over. I know there was a lot of people cheering for the other guy.
Oh, Prescorn, I think his name was.
Yes. And while I understand that, when it comes down to those two, you take the guy you drafted, not the other guy,
Yeah.
not the guy that walked on. So while I understand, again, this is where I'm like, yeah, it'd have been nice if he had made it. But you understand you keep the guy you drafted.
Right.
So that's what I mean. Like, I don't see a decision where I'm like, what are they thinking? It's like, well, yeah, I see the logic behind that one. If it had gone the other way. But yeah, I see the logic behind that too. So, I think, I don't have a lot of complaints. I don't have an overreaction to anything other than, all the prayers that this team works. These are the pieces that they interlock like a puzzle, like they're supposed to.
Absolutely. I lost my train of thought. What was this thing again? Oh, yeah. There's really like you mentioned, there was like no real. I can't even think of the word.
Controversy.
No real controversy as far as these 53 men are concerned because I think this is like the best 53 men you could have gotten for this team. And if there were like maybe one or two positions where it's like, okay, this is a little too difficult to tell, then it's probably a good thing. Like, oh, maybe we can stash him on the practice squad, which I'm pretty sure that a lot of the players that the Broncos, like it was close between, like they easily would have made the practice squad. I think.
Well, and a couple we kept because they wouldn't clear waivers.
Yes.
And a couple we didn't keep because they will clear waivers. So, all of that, that's where I say this football on paper I'm not very good at because I forget sometimes. Oh yeah, they would clear waivers. Oh yeah, they wouldn't clear waivers. So this is, so I have a feeling some of these moves are going to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's nice to see, Sean Payton, know these things.
Yep.
And think of these pieces. Because we had a stretch of years there where those things weren't
clicking.
known.
Yeah. I think now we're starting to see Sean Payton putting together his team and looking at it and being able to establish his team from his vision. And I think that alone is going to really go far as.
Well,
No,
And
you go ahead.
I screamed all those years about, oh God, can the coach take a football 101 course? And I
Right.
feel like, Peyton's up at, the 600 courses. Like, okay, we got it. And I'm sitting here wondering if he knows that a kicker kicks
Right.
or that he can't take his timeouts into the second half.
Yep. Well, good thing we got a really quality control coach, a really quality coach in Sean Payton. Even though I complained about him once we first hired him, so it is what it is.
Hey,
So
I thought Hackett was the man. I was so happy with that hiring.
because we finally hired an offensive-minded coach. Boy, let's go back how many seasons ago and see, boom. It's like that meme where it goes like, and that's where I realized it's the best idea I ever had. That was the worst idea you ever had.
Ever had.
We all had. I'm pretty sure we all had that thought though. So it's okay though. We're here now. All the years of suffering has brought us to this point. Hopefully they'll excel even further going forward. Speaking of going forward, we have the 2025 season to look forward to. And it is time for our yearly tradition that is, we predict every single game for the Broncos season.
I looked at this, and and this always happens. I don't feel very hopeful, but I look at it game by game, and I go, and then suddenly I go, oh, we're going 12-5. Or like I am kind of up and excited and like, okay, quality football will be played. We may not win every game, but I'm season's not going to be over by week 4.
Right.
But my final record comes down to us going 9-8.
Oh, for this season.
Yeah.
Okay. That's.
I don't know how that happened.
No, I need to know how this happened because I'm actually very curious. So, for those that may not have not seen our game by game predictions before, what is our basic rules when it comes to picking these games?
I always take the away division games as a loss.
Even though the Raiders suck right now.
Even though the Raiders suck. Even though, the half the Charger team could come down with the flu, and I'd still be like, but it's a road division game.
Yep.
Okay? The same when I go to blackjack, I don't hit on 15.
Exactly.
So, because it's Tim Tebow. So, that's just my superstition. That's what I do. That's how I've been. And I don't know. I've been doing it for so long now. Since 2012, so 13. This is my 13th season. So 13th season in a row. I'm just away division games or losses to start. Sorry.
So even
not sorry.
Even during the Peyton Manning era.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And we didn't lose a division game. And even in year 4, we hadn't lost a division game in 3 years. And I'm still like, oh, but it's an away division game. Superstitions are superstitions for a reason.
They sure are. Another big one for us is that dreaded 1 o'clock East Coast game. Although last year we did pretty well. 1 o'clock.
Well, the early Eastern game.
Yes.
Because it's a 10 o'clock game here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I run on Kelly time.
I know you run. Oh, I forgot to change that down on the ticker. That's my bad. I knew I forgot something this week.
That's okay. That's a minute detail. But yes, that's what I. That's just me. It's just,
It's fair. I think I've kind of adapted those superstitions as well. So I'm actually curious. So I want to get right into it because that was probably the 9-8 record is. I think that was for some analysts thought that was the Broncos' floor. So and I'm thinking like looking at this schedule, like I don't really see 9-8 in a sense, but actually I think someone said like a floor was like 8-9 or 7-10, something like that. So let's just get right into it because I am curious to see how you got to 9-8.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm happy to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
As long as, like we're 12-5. For 5-12, I'm gonna be pissed. but if I say 9-8 and when the season ends and we're 12-5, I'm happy to be wrong. This is not what I'm rooting for. This is me trying to take off the believe we're back, baby glasses and objectively look at the game.
Yes. One final key points. We'll pick these games, but sometime during the season this is just like the season prediction. We'll still do like a prediction every week when we play a game. So that could change. I could say that we're gonna we're gonna get blown out by, let's say we're gonna get blown out by the Commanders. But when we get to week 13 and the team's looking good and the Commanders average not so good, I might change that.
And some of my reasons aren't very football-y. When you really dig deep into this, you're like, that's the most stupidest reason I've heard for a prediction. And that's fine. I'm happy to be wrong. This is just how I feel. This is how I do it.
Yes. All right, so let's get right into it. We have week 1 against Cam Ward, his first game as a pro. The Broncos welcome in the Tennessee Titans.
Me first?
You first.
Oh, we win in that game.
Welcome
to the NFL, Cam Ward. Let me introduce you to
and I only have 2 words to say going up against a rookie quarterback. Actually, I've got 2 things to say. First off, Cam Ward, I'm pretty sure you're going to have your welcome to the NFL moment here. And 2, I'm going to go off of a line from the Fast and Furious saying, do we beat the Titans? I'm just going to look right at you and say, smoke them. I'm going to smoke them. So, easy. I won't say it because I don't want to jinx it, but win. Without a doubt, win.
Okay, then we go to the Colts. What say you?
See, I was struggling with this because we're going to Indy, and Denver doesn't really do well in Indy, per se. But 2 things are kind of helping me as far as, like, swaying the favor, per se. First one is that that game is actually a 4:05 game. So it's that good middle time slot, which I'm very happy with. And 2, the Colts are starting Daniel Jones. Seeing what happened with him in New York, and really the Colts are just a mess at the quarterback position no matter who you started. Although I will say, like the first half last year, Anthony Richardson did give us a bit of a trouble. Although this was a guy that did leave for a play because he was tired. I don't know what the Colts doing over there, so I'm gonna lock it in a win. I think we start 2-0.
I agree.
All right. Same reasons or just because?
Okay, so yeah, the quarterback situation, weather's not really going to affect anything. But when Peyton went back to play in Indy, there was some bad roughing that took the game from us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're due a win.
Fair.
Like I said, not all my reasons are football-y.
All
And I
right.
find it how badly I hold a grudge. I find it really hard to believe there's no Italian in my bloodline.
That's fair. I'll give that one to you. All right. We have our first divisional road game against Los Angeles Chargers.
Loss.
And there's your reason why. Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you on this one. I think it's because it's early on. It's still gonna be pretty warm in South California. I mean, as warm South Carolina ever gets. I've only been
Well,
to
Southern California gets a lot warmer than my Bay Area.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know, it can be quite warm. But SoFi is inside, isn't it?
Oh, they might be
Didn't
inside.
SoFi have a roof?
I think they have like that weird like scoreboard.
Is it retractable?
Jeez, I gotta see now. I gotta look it up. Is SoFi roof? Let me see. SoFi. Oops. Is a large semi-translucent canopy. Oh yeah, it is. No, I think it can be retracted. Open air design. So, I mean, it looks like it's closed. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. It's like partially a roof, but there's not real. I can actually read it real quick. The roof.
Well, that's okay. Okay, we don't need the architectural details of SoFi. let's not go down that tangent. It could be warm. The Chargers could choose to wear their home white so that we are in the orange. But it's not warm like, oh my God, we're in Arizona warm.
Right.
Okay. Then the Bengals come see us.
Ooh, a little bit of a rematch from the game that the Bengals. Good thing. Okay, so here's the bank. This actually I did put like a little triangle on this one. That this is going to be probably one of the games that could determine how the rest of the season goes. It's at home. It's Monday night. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. I think what's going to set the difference is the Bengals don't really have a defense. Meanwhile, we do. So I'm chalking this one up as a win.
So I said a loss. And this may be one that I changed within the season because looking at Football Karma, a lot was made about the fact that we lost to the Bengals last year. But then the Chiefs didn't play their starters against us, so we got the playoff spot and they didn't. And that's just how football goes. And if the Bengals wouldn't have dropped their first three, that wouldn't have been the case. So I really wanted to give us a win, but I just feel like they're so mad at us.
Fair enough. All right. Next, we begin a really long road trip, and it starts out in Philadelphia to take on the Super Bowl champion Eagles.
Yeah, I got this as a loss. I don't think we're taking the champs down.
Yeah, this is actually one of the. I honestly would agree with this one. And plus, it's a 1:00 East Coast game. But yeah, I will be really surprised if this game if the Eagles only win by less than 10 points. Like, if we can at least make it competitive, I'll be happy about it. But yeah, it's going to be tough to stop. Jalen Hurts, who is a mobile quarterback, got the offensive rushing leader from last year in Saquon Barkley. And then you've got the two wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They just got too many weapons. And as much as I like Denver's defense, I think if they try to shut one guy down, another guy is going to flourish. And I think that's what's going to cost us the game. All right, then our road trip continues, but we go to London to play the Jets.
I usually do a loss on the Europe games because we don't typically do well in London. I hate when we play the London games. I'm all for London having games. I'm all for 6 a.m. football here. It's a wonderful, wonderful day when football starts at 6 a.m. on Sunday and goes till 8 o'clock at night. Oh, heaven on earth. But it's the Jets. So I gave us the win.
Mm-hmm. I did the same. Basically, it's the Jets. I think this might be one where Jets are going to jet and they're going to mess up somewhere. So.
Then we go. No, then the Giants come see us.
Yes, Giants come see us. Also, a thing to note is that this is going to be where Demaryius Thomas enters the Ring of Fame. Just a little side note there. I honestly don't even know who's starting at quarterback there. Is it Russell Wilson or is it Jackson Dart? Or is it Jameis Winston?
I thought I saw Winston got labeled third string, and that's why he's been doing all the social media and ads with Eli, but he should probably be back up.
Let's see. Giants starting quarterback. Russell Wilson is slated to be the starting quarterback for the Giants for the 2025 season, with Winston as merely the backup and Jackson Dart as the number 3 option. All right, okay. Wilson didn't play last year against us when we were the Steelers because he got hurt. So if he can last at least until this game, we gotta get that game back. So I got this as a win.
I have it as a win because we better win in DT's memory the day we're putting him in the Ring of Fame.
Yes, that is number one reason why. All right. Next, we stay home, and this time the Cowboys come to town. I'm curious to see what you say on this one, honestly. This is one of the ones I'm like, I wonder what you're thinking of this.
Oh, I debated on this. I debated, and I went back and forth, and I wanted to flip a coin. The Cowboys have not beat us in 22 years.
Oh, are you going to go that route? Are you going to go that route?
They haven't. And I know that because that's how long I lived in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we played, I was terrified Dallas would beat us. And we beat them every single time. Even the year we absolutely sucked, all of a sudden Russell Wilson showed up and threw a clinic.
Yep.
It's a little different because the Cowboys are coming to Denver. So I want to say, well, of course we'll win. But God, that streak just has to end.
Oh no, you're gonna go that route.
So I got it as a loss because just at some point, the streak against them has to end.
Okay. That's fair.
Again, I'm happy to be wrong.
Okay.
And everyone that still stays in contact with me in Dallas is like, she's just trying not to make us mad. Of course, we're going to lose to her. And then she's got bragging rights again for the next 4 years. But, it's like you flip a coin and it's heads and it heads again and it heads again and it heads again. And at some point, you're just like, God, it's got to be tails.
That's fair. I'll give you that one. Yeah, I think the streak continues. I think we have this. I got this as a win.
Okay.
So I'm gonna star this real quick because I know that's one that we have. That's a difference. Then we come.
We have the Bengals. We have the Bengals as a difference too.
Oh, did you have that as a loss?
Yeah.
I was not even paying attention. That's my fault. I thought I heard win. All right, so that's two differences thus far then. Oh wait, that's right. You go first. You go next. No,
I went first with the Cowboys. You're first with the Texans.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I was waiting for the introduction. Then we go to Houston.
Sorry.
The Texans. No, it's okay.
Then we play the other Texas team, but we go to Texas to play Houston.
Yes. This one I flipped a coin on. Well, I didn't physically flip a coin, but
metaphorically
I flipped a coin. I see this one going either way. And my concern for Houston is their offensive line, and if they can keep CJ Stroud up on his feet for the entire season. But I just think with me already having us win 3 in a row, except for that 2012 season where we won so many in a row, only for our hearts to break later on, I just think this is just one of those games that I'm not gonna say it's a trap game per se, but I think just the streak ends here, going on the road against Houston, especially with, I think it was 2 years ago it happened, where we had the win, but Wilson just, or maybe that was last year, I think. No, I think that was the year before. Oh yeah, because Wilson was still on the team. That's right. Yeah, so I have this as a loss.
I had it as a loss, but it's because I forgot we played them 2 years ago. And I was going off of the fact that I was at the game when we played him before and Drew Lock started. And no one thought we would win, and Drew Lock beat the brakes off of him. I was like, well, now it's our turn for a loss. But we took a bad loss. It might be our turn for a win.
Okay.
We got to come back to that because now I'm rethinking what made my decision on that one. How did I forget that? See, I J.R. Smith stuff and it's gone.
Let's see. Broncos versus Texans. I think it was in 2023 we played them. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we lost that game 22-17, but we had like a 4th and goal. Well, actually, I think we had like 4 downs. It was like 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, and I think we only had like 3 yards to go. But Wilson either went back or just threw an incomplete pass. The last one he threw, he was like getting rushed. I can't remember. I remember that podcast. I blamed someone for him getting rushed and him having to throw it, and it ended up being incomplete. Oh no, wait! I think it was actually intercepted. I think she was intercepted to end the game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna double. See now I need to backtrack. Oh, it was interception. Yep. Nico Collins. Oh, he had Huron. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, Jimmy Ward intercepted Russell Wilson in the end zone with 9 seconds left to seal it.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
'cause-
I'm gonna keep mine. I'm gonna keep mine as a loss then,
okay.
and then we can move on to the Raiders, which is a Thursday night game, and I have that as a win.
I do too. Because
Fuck the Raiders.
absolutely. All right, and then we, before our bye, we welcome in Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I have this as a win.
Thank you, because I do as well. Um,
I think the curse is broken.
yeah, I really do think so too.
And everyone wants to say it doesn't really count as broken because they didn't play the starters. I don't care. That streak is broken. It's gone. There's no asterisk by it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can take him at home.
Yeah, we've won 2 of our last 3 against the Chiefs, so which both of those wins were at home. So I do think the home winning streak continues. And I think someone's gonna be a little well. Actually, I'm gonna digress because this is not a what you call it? It's not the Tay Tay and Travis Kelce social hour here. So I'll leave it at that. All right, so we have our bye. Oh wait, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have a bye.
you're up. You're up. Sorry. Or I
And
go
then-
first.
Yeah, and then we go off to see the Commanders.
This one was a flip coin for me as well because I really could. Now, if this game were probably at 1:00, it would have been an easier decision. The fact of the matter right now, it's Sunday night, kind of made me think about this a little bit. And the way I see it is this. This is probably the one game where, depending on how the season goes, it could change. But it's going to be really nice to see Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix go head-to-head. Even though they can't go head-to-head since one's on the sidelines while the other one's on the fields. This can be a fun game. But I do have this as a loss right now.
I do too. Just because this will be a hyped up game. It'll be in prime time. And why I believe in Bo Nix, it just, God, for the Denver Broncos, it just always seems like these games we lose.
Mm-hmm.
And all the talk last year, but Jaden Daniels is better. Jaden Daniels is better. Okay. That's nice. And so this is going to get hyped up as, the quarterback matchup people have been waiting for, especially if both are successful again.
Mm-hmm.
This is also will be facing Von Miller.
That's right. He did tell me the Commanders. I forgot about that. So that'll be fun.
So, yes. So I have it as a loss as well.
All right. And then we go to Vegas. Is this another time? Or, sorry.
Yeah, it's just a standing loss. And then we'll sweep them because fuck them. But, I do what I do.
Yes. I actually initially had this as a win, but then I thought back to the whole divisional road game. And I really feel like if there was one game where we lose to such, I won't say to such, where we lose to an inferior team, this is that game. So I'm going to put this down as a loss.
Mm-hmm. Then Green Bay comes to see us.
Which I think this game could very well determine if we make the playoffs or not. And with that being said, I'm going to be paying very close attention to this game. But as of right now, I have it as a win.
Same.
All
I'm sorry.
You're good. All right, and then we stay at home, but we welcome one of the Florida teams, the Jacksonville Jaguars, down.
I have it as a win.
Same here.
I just don't see them as a challenge.
Mm-mm. And it's gonna be a really good late season opponent for us to, if we need to get back, we have it. But we'll see how that goes. But then
We go to the Chiefs.
I was gonna say, I swear, the football gods up there just hate us because they set up this big time Christmas Day game, which we already know Denver does not fare well around the Christmas holiday. And the worst thing is we have to go to Arrowhead in December, where it's going to be freezing cold, even though Denver does have experience with the cold. But Denver does not fare well at Arrowhead in December or January. So I think we know where we're going with this one.
Yeah.
Big old
And then
loss.
we come back home to the Chargers, and I say we win that one.
All right. Sorry, I've read something, but I thought I put something different here. I have it as a win.
Okay. So we only have two different, and that's the Bengals that you have as a win, and
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys you have as a win. So that means you have us going 11-6.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you have us at 9-8.
That I did the predictions, and then I did the counting, and I was like, what?
So yeah, 11-6. I think that's a 1-game improvement from last year, which I was really impressed with. I actually initially had us going 12-5, but I switched that Raiders game around because I'm like, let's see about that one. I think with 11-6, it'll be enough to get Denver into the playoffs. I'm not going to say anything about the division yet because I don't even know because there's so many conflicting. There's so much that can go right, and there's also so much that can go wrong there. So
that's why we play the game. So like I say, these are before the season starts, predictions, kind of feeling out how we think it'll go, and then we'll go week by week. We'll change some of our picks. We'll stick by some of our picks, and then at the end, they got to play the game.
Yep. It's like good old Herm Edwards. You play to win the game.
Win the game.
And I think on that note, I think that's all we got. Unless you had any. Oh, did you have some thoughts?
Oh, no, I just said sorry because Trevor jumped up on my lap.
Oh, the appearance of Trevor. Oh, speaking of Trevor, poor Simeon got cut by the Titans. I think he did make it on their practice squad though. So we might. Oh wait, no. Practice squad players don't travel with the team, do they?
No. Oh, the boy, Trevor can't see the Trevor. That's your namesake. Yeah.
Let's see where he's at. Oh, I need to actually. Oops, I totally spelled it. Oh, AN. That's where I'm going. That's what I'm going. All right. Let's double check something real quick. Oh yeah, he did make the Titans practice squad. So Trevor, you're on a practice squad.
No, I'm not. I'm on a lap.
It's like, wait, does that mean I have to play soon? No, you don't have to play soon.
No.
All right, ready to close this out?
Yes, I am. As always, you can find me on Twitter at ILoveToLead.
You can find me at TieFlyGuy15.
You can find us both at the same time.
At in_com_plete_2.
Because there's two of us. That's also good on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All those DMs are open for any questions, comments, concerns, song requests, challenge flags, guest requests, topic requests. We just ask that you be respectful and stay clothed. Stay clothed in those DMs. If sliding into someone's DMs is not for you, you can email us at
in_com_plete@outlook.com. So we are live here, as you can see down here on the banner. We are live every Wednesday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern, or my time, 8:15 Central Time, 7:15 Mountain Time, which I'm pretty sure it's most of you, and 6:15 Kelly Time. But if you are unable to tune in, we're still available on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, basically wherever you get your podcast. All I request is that you please leave a review, rate us, tell us what you'd like to see, as Kelly has mentioned already before, because we love doing this, but unless there's something you do want to see, but you don't tell us, not much we can do. And on that note, the season's almost upon us. We will probably, we're next.
Are we recording next week? Because we don't have a game.
We do have a game. This is the week we don't have a game. Next week we'll have a game. We'll have a game. Oh gosh, I heard myself repeat myself. We don't have a game this Sunday, but we have a game next Sunday.
Right.
So we will be able to record and preview the Titans game.
Oh, okay.
And plus any other news that might pop out. But if it's, I'm pretty sure some news will pop up at some point.
Okay.
We'll see you all next week. But and I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something else, but it's okay. But until then, and until next time,
Go Broncos.